everyone, my name is Amber, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about all of my 2023 goals. I am still recovering from COVID, so I'm a little bit out of breath and low energy, so hopefully you can forgive me for that. It's not too bothersome. I'm just really not feeling 100% right now. So I've split this up into reading goals, channel goals and life goals, and there aren't too many. There are just some things I wanted to discuss and talk about and share with you. So first of all, let's start with my reading goals because that's probably what you're most interested in. I'm going to set my Goodreads goal at 10 books, which I do every single year. I do this because that way when I'm really motivated in January, I can knock out 10 books quite easily. It's always my best reading month of the year and I don't have to think about it too hard, and then it gives me a little bit of a challenge for January and a fun goal to try to meet, but then I don't really have to do much for the rest of the year if I don't want to, and it's not going to stress me out. Of course, there's always the option to increase the goal if I feel like it. I haven't so far. I quite like leaving it at 10 or sometimes 12 because I'm not too bothered about the Goodreads reading challenge, to be honest. I don't really care how many books that I read, so 10 books is enough for me. Kind of in my head sometimes I do feel like I should be trying to beat my previous year, even if it's just by one book. I think last year in 2021 I read 160 something books and I considered trying to beat that, but I feel like that was just a really good reading year, and we had a lockdown I think at one point, which definitely helped with my reading, and I just didn't really want to do it again in 2022. So in 2022 I ended up reading about 153 or something. I will know when it's actually the end of the year. So yeah, I didn't really feel like trying to beat that, so I'm just going to set my goal as 10. My second goal is the most important one to me, and that is to read down my TBR. I do want to do another 0 TBR challenge video at some point in January, maybe February, to let you all know how I'm doing. I will tell you now that I'm doing terribly compared to how I was at the beginning of last year, 2022. At the beginning of 2022 I told myself that I would try to get it down to 275 books, and I'm nowhere near that. So I've been doing monthly charity shop visits where my partner and I choose a town or a village and we go and visit all the charity shops there, and we find new clothes, cooking utensils and items, and a lot of books. I've just been buying tons, and I haven't really spent that much money because the charity shop books are quite cheap. They're like £1, £2, but my TBR has increased a lot and I couldn't keep up with it. So I do want to get better at reading that down in 2023. I'm just not sure what number goal I should set for myself, if I want to try for 275 again or 300 might be more reasonable. I'm not really sure, so I'm going to have a think about that. Maybe halfway through the year set an actual challenge goal. We'll see how I do, I suppose. To help me with this, I am going to be doing reading sprints with Justine. We're sort of chatting quite regularly about our TBR goals and woes, and that's really helping. Actually having someone to talk to sort of directly rather than just to a camera has been really helping motivate me. So we'll be doing reading sprints fairly regularly. I might do a couple of fast-paced reading vlogs as well, where I try to read as many books from my TBR in like 24 or 48 hours. Depends how much free time I have, really. Yeah, it depends how the year goes. I don't want to stop going charity book shopping because I do really enjoy it, but maybe we'll try to spread it out a bit more and not go every single month because that seems a bit much. So maybe like bi-monthly or every quarter would be a better shout. Another reading goal I have is I want to finish some series. There are a bunch of series that I didn't finish in 2022 like I was supposed to. I've got a whole page on my bullet journal just for this, several pages actually, because I am really bad at finishing series. I'm really good at starting them. I'm fairly decent at reading the second book in a trilogy, but I never get around to finishing the series, and I don't really know why. I think it's because I'm scared that the payoff isn't going to be as good and I'll have invested all of this time and it just will be a bit naff. So yeah, that's something that I need to work on. Some examples of series that I do need to finish is Broken Earth, because I didn't do that in 2022, even though I told myself I would. I'm sorry. Throne of Glass, I have only read up to and including Queen of Shadows, and it's been that way for 7 years, which is really embarrassing. I also haven't finished Red Queen. I've still got the last book in that series to read, and Shades of Magic, still got the final book in the trilogy to read. So those are some examples of series that I want to finish, but I'm happy to finish any, really. I just want to consciously be picking up series and choosing books from a series so that I can whittle down my TBR. It also doesn't help that I run Read Captains, which is a book summary website. You may have heard of it. I love it. It's my baby. We don't recap final books in a series because there's just no need for it, which means that I often neglect final books in a series in order to read or start new series in time for the sequels to come out, because I want to help people. So that's why I've started so many series and not finished them. I also want to continue working on increasing my NetGalley percentage. I was doing really well with this, and then I decided that I wanted to start doing new releases vlogs on my channel, which will be starting in January, and that meant that I started requesting a bunch of new releases, and I requested way too many 2020, so my percentage dropped a lot. So I think in 2023 I'm going to try to increase it to 65%. Currently, as I'm talking to you, it's at 53, so it's not a huge jump. I think 65 is fine. I'm definitely not going to make it to 80% in 2023, but that doesn't seem to matter. Publishers still tend to approve me anyway. I just feel like the 80% mark would be for my own satisfaction, so that I feel better about requesting all of these books. I do think I can make it to 65%. It's not going to be that difficult. I just need to focus. So that was it for my reading goals. I don't really have too many, like I said. Now I've got channel goals. The first one is I want to reach 5,000 subscribers. I've been on Booktube since 2010 and I only hit 4,000 I think in 2022, maybe 2021, and my channel has always grown really slowly since I've been taking some breaks and stuff. It grew really quickly to begin with. I hit 1k quite quickly, and then I kept taking breaks because of either school or work or, you know, just life stuff. But now I am posting content quite regularly actually, because work has, well, I've kind of settled now. I've bought a house, I'm in a job that I've been in for quite a while, and I do have the time now to make regular videos, and I feel like I know the algorithm quite well for now until it changes again. So I do think that I can probably bring in a few more new people. So yeah, I figured 5k is something to strive towards. I'm not going to be upset if I don't get there, to be honest. I've made some really good friends on Booktube and that's my main reason for being here. So if I don't get to 5k, it's not going to be a big deal. I just thought I'd put it on here. Number 2 is I want to do more reading sprints / streams. I really enjoy doing them. Last year I started doing them weekly, and then something happened at work and I couldn't anymore, and then I got really busy. So I would potentially like to start doing those on Monday evenings again. I'm not sure if I should do it on a set day or if I should just do it when I'm available, but I will be doing the TBR reading sprints with Justine quite regularly. We're alternating channels probably a couple of times a month, so there's that. Number 3 is I want to start doing more regular vlogs, probably themed vlogs, not weekly vlogs, because I find those too difficult to do. I tend to have really good reading time at the beginning of the week and then I get distracted. Yeah, I just want to vlog more regularly and upload more. I do have a bunch of ideas for themed reading vlogs that I could do, and I'm going to set my goal as like 1 a month for now, and then I'll see how that goes. Number 4 is to focus on projects, by which I mean I have a lot of video ideas and projects that I'm either in the middle of, or it's like a series that I really enjoy doing on my channel, such as my true crime discussion series, where I read books related to a true crime case and then I talk about the case in relation to the book, and I talk about the book and review it and tell you how well written or well thought out it was and if it's got all the information that you need. I really enjoy doing that. I've only done a couple so far. My only issue is it's actually quite depressing. I have to be in the right headspace to be able to do that. I've got a couple more books in mind for 2023 of cases for me to cover, so I'm going to at least try to do those early on in the year. And then another project that I really enjoy doing is which author's book is best. For example, I have read all of Ruth Ware, Taylor Jenkins Reid and some of Kristen Hanna's backlist, and they're very searchable videos and I've gained quite a few subscribers from doing them, and I just really enjoy exploring authors' work from the beginning to the end. So it's a project that I really enjoy, and I've got some authors in mind to do that with this year already. I'm almost done with my Megan Miranda project. I also want to do June Her and also Kate Alice Marshall, so those will be my first 3 of the year, I think, and then I have like 3 other authors in mind to do this with. I really enjoy doing them and I'm quite passionate about doing them, so I'd like to do those maybe monthly, if not definitely bi-monthly in 2023. Depends how many books they've got, doesn't it, if I have to spend a load of time reading. And then my last goal for this section is to post more review videos. I don't really have a set schedule for uploads, but I tend to upload 2 or 3 times a week if I'm not super busy or ill, and I'm thinking a review video could be my 3rd video, or if like in January where my calendar is pretty much booked up, I could just do a review video as a bonus video. I really enjoy doing review videos. It's why I'm here, it's why I started Booktube. I love discussing the books that I read, especially if I love the book, and they're also very searchable. They do bring new people to the channel. My most watched videos are review videos. It's like evergreen content. I just keep forgetting to do them because I spend so much time talking about these same books in vlogs or wrap-ups or TBRs. I just forget to do individual reviews. So I think I would like to try to do 20 review videos in 2023. No, let's try and do 23 review videos in 2023. We'll see how that goes. I've already got 3 planned that I do need to record, so that will be a good start. Hopefully that's something you guys are interested in, but if not, that's fine. I know some people don't watch review videos at all, and some people only watch them if they have already read the books, which is fine. I really don't mind. I just enjoy doing them. And then finally, I want to talk about my life goals, I suppose. This is going to be a very short section because I don't know how interested you are in any of this. I can do another video if you would like me to. So I've got 5 goals. First of all, I want to continue overpaying on the mortgage every month. My partner and I bought this house on a 5-year fixed deal, which means that the interest rate is fixed until 2025 in September, which means it will be changing in a couple of years and probably going to a higher rate. So my goal is to continue overpaying if I can each month, so that when it comes time to renew the mortgage, we can get a better rate. This probably isn't very interesting to most people, but if you have a mortgage or have had a mortgage in the past, then you know how important it is to get a good rate. Goal number 2 is to figure out the wedding budget. I got engaged in November and I have no idea how much anything costs or how to even go about planning a wedding. So that's something I'm gonna have to figure out this year. We're not like in a rush to get married, and we're thinking we might get married at the like legal side of things first and then have a big party that's going to be more expensive afterwards. But I need to figure out how we're going to do that, how much money we need to save up, and how much we need to spend, and how much everything costs. So I need to start looking into that soon. So I'm probably going to try to figure that out in the first 6 months of the year. Goal number 3 is to get a built-in bookshelf. So I've got 2 bookshelves here and a massive gap in between them. So I want this entire wall to be a bookshelf. We're not going to do that ourselves. I'm not a carpenter, and I want this to be perfect, and I don't want to mess it up. I probably would destroy it. So I'm going to start getting some quotes from carpenters early on, probably in January, February time. So I know how much I need to save up for that. Hopefully it wouldn't be too expensive, but I've got no idea how much bookshelves really cost. But that is something that I definitely want to do in 2023 because it would make me very happy. Goal number 4 is simply travel. I went abroad for the first time in ages in November and had the best time. We went to Iceland, it was incredible. And last summer we were saying that we really wanted to do a summer holiday to somewhere hot where we could just relax and chill by the pool and read. We didn't get to go, but I would like to do that this year. I've already got some money saved up for that, so that will be good. And then potentially I want to go to Rome, because I went to Rome 10 years ago now, 10 years in September, and I loved it. It was incredible. But Quill has never been, and I would really like to show him Rome. I think he'd really enjoy it. So I'd like to go to Rome for like a long weekend. And then potentially we could do a road trip around Scotland or in the Highlands. I'm not really sure about that yet. That's got a question mark next to it, but it's just an idea that I'm having. I love Scotland. I've been twice now and it's my favourite place, so that's why that's on this list. And then goal number 5 also has a question mark next to it because I don't know if it's going to be feasible. It depends how everything else works out, but we might get a dog. I would love to get a border collie because I grew up with them and I know how they work. I know how to look after them. I think this house is just really missing a dog. That's a strong possibility for 2023 at some point. I just don't know when it's going to slot into the year. It's obviously not a good idea to get one just before we go traveling or go on holiday. So we'll see where it fits. This will also, I suppose, be dependent on the overpayments and the wedding budget as well. So we'll see how it goes. It's very ambitious, but I thought I'd put it on here anyway. So those are all of my goals for 2023. Let me know what yours are in the comments below. If we've got any overlapping goals, that would be really interesting. Let me know how many books you'd like to read in 2023. And that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you all in the next video. Bye.